Mammography is one of the best screening tools to find breast cancer.
Breast cancer may not be preventable, but you can survive it through early detection.
If you're a mother or grandmother,
Sister or best friend,
aunt or cousin,
We encourage you to know your risk, make healthy lifestyle choices, and to know what's normal for your body.
get screened, get your mammogram annually.
we did!
The F&M to hold its convention next month, but was the party's deputy leader kept in the dark? We take you inside Renew Bahamas, the latest on government's efforts to regularize web shops, plus why another group of government workers were sent home today. Those stories and a whole lot more on the way. I'm Vonnie Toot and NV12 starts now. Topping news tonight, Free National Movement Deputy Leader Loretta Butler Turner has charged that party leader Dr. Hubert Minnis is playing a dangerous game that anyone can see through. The Long Island MP reportedly sent Minnis a letter after learning that he called an emergency executive meeting last night to discuss a date for the party's convention, knowing she was off the island. Dana Smith reports.
In a leaked email sent to F&M leader Dr. Hubert Minnis by the deputy leader, Butler Turner expressed shock that Minnis would call an executive meeting while she was off island. She accused Minnis of playing a dangerous game that anyone could see through. She added, "There are so many things wrong with this."
Butler Turner said, quote, "Mr. Leader, I was quite taken aback by your phone call informing me of an executive meeting this evening when you know I'm in Long Island. You also informed me that there will be a council meeting on Thursday of this week. My shock was compounded by your revelation that both meetings are to discuss a convention to be held on November 21st. With the greatest respect, Mr. Leader, I have to say that this is a very dangerous game you are playing, and anybody can see through it. There are so many things wrong with this, but I will address these issues at the next opportunity, providing I am given a fair opportunity to do so. In the meantime, please be advised that I do not see the advisability for a national convention on such short notice." The email is simply signed Loretta. A senior party member told the Nassau Guardian notices for last night's meeting were sent out at noon, and some raised concerns over the short notice. Concerns were also raised that the deputy leader was not present at the meeting. When asked about the deputy's absence today, Minnis said when he spoke with Butler Turner yesterday morning, she was quite versed and informed as to what the meeting was and had no objections at that time.
I would have spoken to the deputy leader that morning. I would have informed her of the meeting, but she was out of town in Long Island dealing with her constituency matters at that particular time. She would have been quite versed, and she had no objection at that time when I spoke to her.
When asked if there is a rift between him and Butler Turner, Minnis said absolutely not. And as for whether he's expecting a challenge to his leadership position during the convention, Minnis said any man who's a member can challenge any position.
Every position is open, every position. So every man who's a member can challenge any position.
In addition to the deputy leader, party chairman Darren Cash was also absent at the meeting, something that reportedly also proved to be a concern to party members. Cash said in a statement this afternoon, quote, "Comments have been made with respect to this chairman's and the deputy leader's absence from an executive committee meeting last evening. One is never surprised at the extent to which agent provocateurs are prepared to go to stir up controversy where none exists. In the first instance, I had a previously scheduled commitment to attend and speak at a constituency association meeting that evening. The meeting was planned in advance of the emergency executive meeting, and my attendance and participation in the meeting was advertised on television. I kept my commitment to the association." The chairman added, "To the best of my knowledge, the deputy was in her constituency on Tuesday, and that was well known in advance of the announcement of the Tuesday meeting." Minnis said today he's disappointed a party insider gave the media details of that executive meeting.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate we had an executive meeting. It's unfortunate that the content of that meeting was leaked out in the newspaper. I've said during that meeting, that was a confidential meeting, it's a F&M meeting, and nothing is to be leaked out. It's unfortunate. I woke up this morning and saw it in the newspaper.
Reporting for NB12, I'm Dana Smith.
The city dump is being transformed as a recycling and manufacturing company has started its operations. Candia Dames takes us inside Renew Bahamas.
What used to be just the city dump has been transformed into a full manufacturing and recycling facility. Products include metal, plastic, and cardboard. Already shipments have been sent to China, and shipments will also be sent to India. Construction is underway on a weighbridge to determine what trucks are taking off the site. Renew Bahamas started operations here in early June after reaching agreement with the government. CEO Gerhard Bierkes says they've made significant progress since.
What we did was to displace the scavengers and actually make it a much safer environment for everybody visiting the site. You'll notice now that we've got personnel stationed all around the site, actually diverting the vehicles to a single tipping area as opposed to tipping wherever they find vacant land. We've actually introduced proper traffic management measures, and we've also got proper operations measures in place. Renew Bahamas is busy preparing more products for shipments to various ports, where those products are then fully recycled. Bahamians like Anishka Roll were hard at work when NB12 visited.
Once it come on the conveyor and it feeds through the sensor, it automatically comes directly in the ramp, and it actually, once it's full, we have it's a signal that it goes off, and we actually tie it, and we actually take it over the forklift. So yes, it's simple. It's an easy process. It sounds like it's hard, but it's not.
Bierkes said Renew Bahamas has already spent $7 million in capital investment. He explained that there is a revenue sharing arrangement with the government of the Bahamas.
On the recycled revenue that we make, we do have a mechanism in place where we take a percentage of the government, and the government receives a share of that as well. That is correct.
Are you at liberty to tell us what the split is?
I don't think I'm at liberty. It's a sliding scale. So in other words, the smaller the amount is, the larger our share is, and then the higher the amount is, the bigger the government share is.
At what point do you expect the facility to become profitable?
As soon as possible, hopefully. Hopefully sometime next year. Once we put the permanent materials recycling facility down, and once that starts going operational, hopefully we'll turn a profit.
He also spoke to the significance of transforming the city dump into a manufacturing and recycling facility.
What we're doing here is certainly unique, setting up a big materials recycling facility where there is a guaranteed revenue stream for the government coming in at zero risk to the government. Because we actually incur all the capital spending and operational spending. It's a zero-risk approach for the government, and therefore it should be a win to everybody.
Minister for the Environment Kenred Dawson is expected to soon formally reveal details of the government's contract with Renew Bahamas. As you can see, things are already pretty busy at this site. This area behind me is where Renew Bahamas intends to establish its permanent material recycling facility. The company currently employs 67 Bahamians on site. It intends to bring that number up to 130 by next summer. From the New Providence landfill, for NB12, I'm Candia Dames.
A sewage backup at Princess Margaret Hospital's rehabilitative and laboratory services forced officials to turn patients away today. The stench became so unbearable that employees sat outside until they were eventually sent home. Kyle Walking reports.
Millicent Rollins, Deputy Director of Rehab Services at PMH's Rehabilitative and Laboratory Services Center, refused to talk to our news team when we arrived around 10 this morning. However, masked employees were outside ready to head home, complaining that the stench was unbearable. When we walked inside, the backed up sewage had already made its way through some of the hallway and in some of the rooms where patients are treated. Okay, we're standing in one of the rooms where they treat the patients. However, just across the hallway is nothing but backed up sewage. Now, one of the plumbers on the scene trying to fix the problem was in the process of clearing the drains. He says it's a result of people constantly flushing hand towels instead of toilet paper.
They got the dustbin here to put the hand towel in. People throw it in the toilet. So it ain't just, that's why the line blocking it, because they just had this pump a week ago. As long as they keep using the hand towel in the toilet, they can choke the line. They got tissue there, but they still using the hand towel. See the tissue there?
So you're saying the problem is them using hand towel in the toilet?
Yes, every time we snake, you can see that? This hand towel. This is not tissue. See that? This hand towel. Not tissue.
This department of PMH is used for people recovering from certain illnesses or treatments and need rehabilitation. For safety reasons, our news team was given masks to wear as well. Occupational therapist assistant Annabelle Gibson says sewage at this building gets backed up at least once or twice a year.
We came into work this morning, most of us at some at 7, some come 8, some come 9. But we found that during the course of the morning, the scent became unbearable. So we had to sit outside for a while. Afterwards, we were told that we can leave, but we should return approximately at 12:30. We can't really work with our patients. You know, that smell is not conducive to good health. So we had to cancel patients for the morning sessions. We don't know how long the cancellation is going to be, whether it's going to run till tomorrow or what. But for today, yes, we had to cancel patients.
Just as we were walking through the building, the deputy director asked that our news team leave. When we attempted to speak with her once again, she sent a message that she was on the phone and ordered that the doors be closed. She's on the call? I mean, can you tell her we out here? We'd like to speak to her? All right, we'll be out here waiting. Thank you. No word on how far back appointments were rescheduled for. Reporting for NB12, I'm Kyle Joaquin.
F&M leader and former health minister Dr. Hubert Minnis says he needs to see a copy of a public hospitals authority audit before he can adequately respond to claims that the Ingram administration is to blame for alleged abuses involving the PHA. However, he told NB12 if corruption happened under the F&M or PLP government, the chips should fall where they may. Minnis was asked to respond to National Security Minister Dr. Bernard Nottage, who asserted last night that the F&M lost the PHA's money.
I'd like to see the report to analyze it and make a proper statement so that I won't be retracting anything. My position when I entered politics and my position today still remains the same. I do not, under any circumstances, condone or support corruption. I did not then, and I do not now. And I think if there's any form of corruption, be it under the F&M's regime or the PLP's, then allow the chips to fall where they may.
The report revealed that $10 million worth of drugs remained unaccounted for at the end of 2013 and alleges abuses under both the PLP and F&M governments. For instance, it pointed to another audit for fiscal years 2006-2007 and 2007-2008 that says PHA controls were circumvented to give a certain company an unfair advantage that led to advance payments, outstanding deliveries, increased expenditure, and a loss of funds. However, Labor Minister Shane Gibson claimed last night the report covers the period between 2009 and 2012.
The PLP is a party of deflection. They do not want to take their responsibility. Anything, they don't want to take responsibility for anything. What is bad, they would blame on the F&M. What is good, they want to take credit for.